Beautiful attack that time. Turn and face and go right into your go-to move there. Nicely done by Sarr.
Sarr had 10 points the first time these two teams met back on January 9th. That was a resounding Kentucky win in the first matchup.
And Brad, it was primarily the bench that did a lot of the damage for Kentucky.
A little give and go on the inside.
Back by Kentucky. They're trying to probe as soon as they get over half court.
That one well defended in the paint, knocked out of there by Appleby. Florida will bring it back out. Trey Mann on the handle. All the way around the baseline and back out on top to Appleby. 10 on the shot clock. Mann with 5 to shoot. And he has to hoist it. Hangs in the air, got his own miss. Still doesn't. Third time is blocked. 3 chances. Mann with 5 to shoot. And he has to hoist it. Hangs in the air, got his own miss. Still doesn't. Third time is blocked. 3 chances. Mann with 5 to shoot. And he has to hoist it. Hangs in the air, got his own miss. Still doesn't. Third time is blocked. 3 chances. Getting the shots up earlier, and they are. And they're up 8 again.
And the other part of that, Brad, we mentioned it, is that John Calipari has told his guys, he's implored them to shoot the ball. Even if it's a bad shot, you're not coming out. And that's got to give you great freedom and confidence if you're a guy like Mitch.
On a runner on the inside.
To be a little tentative, and you see that happening for the first time with Kentucky right there.
And the steal.
See, that's what I'm
and Florida back in front with a half to go in the half. Boston on the inside, turns, spins, misses. DeRuggi will clear it off. Back come the Gators. Bring it into the front court with a 1-point lead.
Better attack that time by Kentucky, not to
15.
And that's when Kentucky is at its best, Brad. Defense to offense before Florida can get that zone defense set up.
Mann backpedals, drops the 3. And we're tied again. Lock. They move it around the perimeter to Mann on the baseline. 9 to shoot. Mann on the drive, up high off
that time. Got just a crease. Just enough of a crease to get that by Brooks.
Well, Mann's got 12. Missed a quick shot on the other end that won't go. And Mann with the rebound. And he'll bring it into the front court for the Gators. Up 2. Almost the midway point of the second half, I should say.
Mann's really been solid with this floor game today, Brad.
And again on the drive, draws of losing to Mercer and Georgia State earlier in the season, or they'd be probably in better shape than they are right now.
Agreed. They all count.
Yep.
And they all come back to bolster you or knock you down a peg at this time of year.
Trey Mann wisely picked up that loose ball as Appleby was worried about a double dribble. And
I said earlier, I thought this pace favored Florida, and it's played out that way. Yeah. Kentucky has just not had the same efficiency offensively because of not being able to operate in the open court. Florida's been a little better operating in the half court, in part because Mann's been excellent and Castleton has been pretty good too.
Man behind the back against Mann. Point game. Trey Mann walks it up for the Gators. Trying to get a season split with the Wildcats after getting hammered in Gainesville back on January 9th. Trying to return the favor at Rupp. Mann, quick dribble, in some trap.
Man, what a play.
Nice hang time just to get that thing thrown back against Boston's knee. Under 2 to go. Florida by 2. Appleby, great pass to Castleton. He'll have to give it up, though. Mann, baseline jumper. Wow, what a shot.
If you can.
Yeah.
He's 60% in conference games.
52 overall.
Yeah, so he'd be your guy.
Touch it. And that guy is not the one you want to
season. So their true point guards aren't there. What are the challenges tonight as you see another turnover?
Ravi, the biggest challenge is Alan Flanagan, number 22 in white, is the only point guard that Bruce Pearl has available on his roster. So you have to protect Flanagan defensively. You don't want him to get in foul trouble. That's why I think we will see major minutes of zone out of Auburn in this game, and they're in it right now.
Wes Glover on the floor. Osai Osifo has been banged up. He's on the floor as well. 15 in blue. Offensive rebound, Trey Mann, and a floater. Wes Glover on the floor. Osai Osifo has been banged up. He's on the floor as well. 15 in blue. Offensive rebound, Trey Mann, and a floater. Johnson wide open three. No good. Devin Cambridge, the offensive glass. Look out.
The guys that are making 9 threes a game for Auburn are still on the floor. The problem is the assist man is not. Talked to a lot of scouts about him as well. When you are a small guard, he's probably 5'10", you have to do two things at the next level. You have to shoot the light
of 7.
Yeah, it's hard to get a transition three when the pass is made on the same side of the floor. The back side of the play that time had a wide, I believe it was Cambridge on the back side, the opposite third. Yeah. Get that ball reversed, man, in your conversion offense, something good will happen.
Trey Mann left alone, knocks it down. Good year for up.
Ravi, Trey Mann is playing with joy this year, and he was not a joyful guy last year, but the joy didn't find him. He went and found it through hard work. And that's the truest value of, is it real joy or fake joy? And he just got his butt in the gym and went to work, and now has a real joy for the game, and his game backs it up.
Down to 20%, 2 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 8 from 3. They're down by 10. Trey Mann, he's got 11. Grace Hughes, big fella, Trent in Watford. Trey Mann, yes sir, right on the game right now. There's a real chance you're going to get a turnover or a bad shot. Trey Mann, high archer doing work tonight. Trey
Mann for Kentucky, as I think that was Trey Mann stepping into a triple.
Trey with the tray. 2-point lead.
Touche.
Had to get that out of the way early.
I know.
Yeah.
Well done. And Trey struggled as well. Only had 7 points, 2 of 9 in the first meeting, much like Castleton. And I know when I played, if I had an opponent that I didn't play well against, I salivated for the next opportunity to make him in.
Boston up and under and tipped in by on a runner on the inside, and Trey Mann with 5.
He's one of the most improved players in the country, Brad. In his decision making, he's gotten stronger. His point production is up about 9 a game from last season. He's made a tremendous jump from his freshman year to this season.
Askew trying to feed it inside. Brooks back out. Mintz, heat check. Not this time.
Recently.
We talked to Coach Calipari about that this morning. I said, well, when you get to Nashville, anything can happen. Castleton on the outside. Doesn't get the 3. But that wasn't Castleton. But, he said, we might get blasted today by Florida. I don't know. But the way we're playing, I really like our attitude.
Yep.
I thought the shoot-around this morning was as good and as lively as any that they've had all year, that they were ready to play on senior day, their final game on their home floor before the SEC tournament in Nashville. So they came out storming, but the turnover bugaboo has kind of hit them again, and that's why this game is closer than it was 10 minutes ago. Early baskets, too, and they need to get back to that. Yep. I'm sure that John's going to tell them that. As we're underway in the second half, Kentucky trying to come up with a season sweep of Florida after winning the first matchup in Gainesville back on January 9th. Yeah.
Unless Mike White wanted something specific, and maybe it was just getting picking up that foul, being late in transition on defense.
Popping in and out. Sarr keeps it alive.
Anxious to do so, and they put together nice performances.
Kentucky struggling from the floor in the second half. Again, let's see if they get to the free throw line anymore. That's where they've been making their hay. Mitch misses a three, kept alive by number 3, Boston. And then off him
begins, and guys take a look at those in the field and in the batting cage and make decisions based on how they look. I got the impression from him the leash is much shorter now on most of the players. If you're not committed, you're coming out of the game. We got other guys. We can't have that patience anymore. And that's kind of an odd place this time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I think every coach probably has that same mentality, Ratty, because we're almost it's almost March time now. We don't have time anymore for in film session guys making the same mistakes that they were making back in November and December.
Leads to an alley-oop by Anthony Duruji.
That full court press continues by Florida. Duruji has the fastest and highest second jump in this league. And his first jump's not bad either, by the way.
Jamal Johnson, poor shoot. He's got 11. Trey Mann's got 11. Auburn has 6.
Yeah, and the ball screen action by Florida. The ball continues to get turned the corner against Auburn's ball screen defense. And a really good, kind of just a short, violent cut by Trey Mann on the baseline for the easy 2.
Let's try it again. Jamal Johnson, no good, and Castleton rips it away. Florida shooting 50% from behind the arc, 4 of 8. They're shooting 48% from the floor. Jimmy, it's 30-13, 4:40 to go in the first half. What does Florida gain from a game like in half? That's a good way to put it. Just a lack of everything. They came out, we're going to fire it up, we're going to have an alley-oop, get a dunk, and turn this thing around. Instead, they threw it high off the backboard, led to an easy dunk on the other end by Colin Castleton. And they'll launch threes. They did that a bunch in the first half. They missed a bunch. They're getting hammered tonight. And then they still have Tennessee and at Alabama on the schedule. If you have no Sharif Cooper, you're looking at a significant losing streak to end the year, maybe 6 straight games. 5 in all. They had that game against Mississippi State postponed. You potentially lose the last 5 you play this year.
Right, and think about it, just not at all where Auburn typically is, right, the last 2 or 3 or 4 years at this time of the season. Putting pressure on the rim, an uncommon quality in terms of passing the basketball off the bounce with either.
Now with 16 points, matching Trey Mann. That's how you brought up Jalen Johnson and the digs. We had this conversation with Bruce Pearl earlier today about going into the draft. You know, I know you think that Sharif should come back. He used, look, if you're a first-round pick, you got to go. But if not, are you better off coming? Where are you today when you were with me yesterday?
Well, here's how I answer that. The coach can arrest you during the game and say you're guilty of this, and the film the next day convicts you. And that's what keeps every program going forward. And always been a 1 seed. If Alabama doesn't lose, could they be a 1 seed in that bracket? Keep an eye on it.
Kansas, Texas, not part of Jimmy's 8 is enough, but they'll be playing against each other as soon as we are done here. All Gators tonight. No Sharif Cooper. Missed the entire night. Chancey misses the
runaround stories in the SEC this year.
Second meeting of the year between Florida and Georgia. The first was won 92-84. Gators shot 57%, but the biggest difference was on the backboards where Florida won that battle 41-27.
Yeah, when you talk to Coach Creighton, they got to keep the ball out of the paint, but they got to finish defensive possessions. They got to rebound the ball.
A quick scrum, Infilton. We talked about it before the game and during the call earlier on. Wonderful feat and a good example of it there.
Well, yeah, you give him the ball right there, and it's going to be a difficult time for Georgia.
Looking for some space. Fall away jumper not there. Long rebound taken by P.J. Horn. Another look. Clear out, hard drive, pull up, jump shot not there. Nice strong rebound. Taken easily that time by Kyer. Kyer loses the handle, gets swarmed. Tried to call a timeout.
Running the floor there, Paul, probably is with the speed of Johnson in the previous play, getting to the rim, but you got to have floor balance defensively. And he wasn't in the play, so you got to account for him going the other way. Nobody did.
Again, nice change of direction and over.
More of those and he misses.
Well, that's a great point, Joe. And every one of them that comes out of his hands looks like it's going in. He's just got one of those beautiful strokes. Long rebound, second chance opportunity.
I'm fine, and I did have to borrow a shovel. And then my daughter reminded me afterwards, Dad, don't shovel the snow on top of our house. Throw it away from the house.
I love what you did there. And we are underway. The Arkansas starting five. Jalen
Moody beats him to the spot. A guy that wakes up every day with a plan. Moses Moody tucked down here in this left corner.
Smith can't get that to go. During this 6-game win streak, Arkansas has outscored their opponents by 82 points in the paint. And they are off to another one of those starts tonight. 14-6 points in the paint for the Razorbacks.